What's going on, everybody? It's Stas here. So inflation's here. It's not a secret. It's not really a question anymore. Inflation is here, and we're not going to debate whether it's transitory, whether it's here to stay for the long term. That's another topic for another video, but we are going to break down stocks I'm looking at, ETFs I'm looking at right now that have been doing well as of late and that I think could break out even further as we are seeing inflation kicking up, as we are seeing real estate, asset prices in the stock market, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, everything, not everything, but a lot of things are going up in price, right? I want to go over ways that we could hedge against this. So if you all find value, hit the like button, subscribe for more content like this, and let's just get right into it. Let's not waste any time. And if you guys been paying attention to the gold market, to the oil markets, to the silver market, even precious metals in general, well, you know that these have been lagging a bit, right? We've seen inflation, and a lot of people have been saying, well, why isn't gold going up? Why isn't silver going up if we're seeing inflation? A lot of people are also arguing, well, Bitcoin's eating up gold's market cap because Bitcoin's now considered digital gold, and that's another debate for a whole nother video. We don't have time to talk about that today. So these are things that people are talking about, right? Maybe gold has been lagging because people are buying Bitcoin instead. Maybe there's going to be a huge gold rally coming in the next couple of months, in the next year or two, which I'm in the camp of thinking that is quite likely. And yeah, I mean, at this point in time, that could be, or what we're seeing now could be the start of this breakout. Look at the chart here on gold. If we pull up the 4-hour, you guys can see that we're seeing a double bottom breakout, and that double bottom occurred throughout March, a little bit in the beginning of April as well at about 1675, and since then we've been breaking out. Gold's made a pretty big move from 1675 to 1760. That's about a 5% move, and it broke 1760, which is even better for the bulls, right? And now it's actually looking to make its way up to the mid 1800s, as it did confirm 1760 as support, and it pretty much ripped right off of that level, and it's up to where we are now as gold is sitting up about 1.4%, up $25 an ounce right now. And you guys can see on the 5-day 5-minute, we're actually testing, or we could pull up the 20-day chart instead, we're actually testing a resistance from the middle of April at about 1790, 1800. So I think if 1800 breaks on gold, watch out for that move to 1850. That means there's about 3 to 4% more upside from here. So what stocks I'm looking at to begin with are the gold stocks. GOLD, this one's doing very well today. Barrick Gold up 4.5%. You guys can see it held a higher low based on this pullback over the past previous days before today's trading day, right? We held at about $21. Now we're well over $22 per share. Seems like the uptrend from the end of February is continuing. Now, I'd love to see Barrick Gold break out of $23, which I think it ultimately will. And from there, I believe there's going to be even more upside, probably to about $25, maybe $26, followed by $26.75. You know, these are levels that were old supports from months ago that now obviously became new resistance points that I believe if we break the wedge on this 4-hour chart, that is where we're going to be headed. And this is a way that you could play gold more on a leveraged basis, right? If you're buying the mining stocks, that is. So if you're buying something like GLD, which is another one I'm watching, this tracks the price of gold. It's not a gold miner stock. It just tracks the price of gold. And this is an ETF, right? Look at this 20-day chart. You guys can see it's breaking out. It actually held a higher low at about 165. Now we're trading above the high point from last week. We're pushing, well, we did hit a higher high, but the next big target we're going to be pushing for is going to be 170. If 170 breaks, we're going to be going straight to 174 on this ETF, in my opinion, which is about 3 to 4% away from where we are now. And again, this tracks the price of gold. If gold were to go to 1850, GLD would go to about 175, 173. That is where I think it would end up. And silver is more volatile than gold. It's more of, I don't want to say speculation, because I don't think it's a speculation much at all, but it's more volatile. It's the more volatile of the metals, and today it's breaking out completely. It's up 4.3%, and that goes to show it's more volatile because gold's up only 1.3%. So silver's up a lot more, about 3 times more than what gold's up right now. And with this move, silver ended up breaking out of that resistance from the 21st of April, and that was at about $26.75. Now we're trading at $27 per share. So with this silver breakout, I believe it's going to $28, followed by $30. And no, it's not going to be in a straight line up. This might take months. It might take a year or two. But ultimately, I think silver is going to pull up $28, maybe pull back a bit from there, ultimately break $28. And you guys get the point. I think the uptrend is going to continue as we're seeing inflation not only now, but I believe we're going to see inflation for the next year, 18 months, and maybe it is transitory for the next year or 2 years, and then maybe we get back to normal rates of inflation, or maybe we're going to see 5, 6, 7, 8 years of inflation that are higher than the normal levels. You know, I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not here to tell you guys what's going to happen because, quite frankly, I'm in this ride with you. You know, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm just preparing myself. And these silver stocks, the gold stocks, you know, SLV is another one that I own right now, and I don't know if I mentioned this, but I already own Barrick Gold. GOLD is the ticker. You know, SLV is one that is ripping today. It's up 4%, up almost $1. The next big target coming up is $25.50. That is where I'd be looking to maybe sell a little bit, maybe lock in some profits. I wouldn't be buying it at $25.50 unless it broke that, and maybe we could buy the breakout up to $26.75. But I'd much rather see excuse me, guys, silver end up pulling back a bit from here. Maybe it sees another pump to $25.50, sure, but maybe it pulls back after that, $24.50, $24. You know, that could be a decent entry. So I like the precious metals here a ton, and we also have energy, guys. Oil stocks. These are great. You know, with inflation, we're seeing oil going up. That's not the only reason. There's a lot of reasons, but inflation is kicking up. Oil's kicking up, right? We're seeing this price continue the uptrend ever since we hit $68. That was a couple months ago, 2 months ago. In the beginning of March, we hit 68, pulled back to about 58, saw that nice correction of about 15%, held that solid base at 57, 58 for all of April pretty much. Into May now, we're starting to uptrend and reverse back upwards. And with today's price action, crude oil's up 1.5%. We held a higher low at 62. Now we're trading mid-64s, right? This is a good sign that we want to take the high out from last week at about 65.40. If that were to break, we're going to go to 68, $67 a barrel here for crude oil. And what is that going to do? Well, it's going to do very, very good stuff to these oil stocks, guys. And XOM is one that I own. It's up 2.5% today, trading above both moving averages here on the 4-hour chart, looking very bullish. They just reported earnings a couple days ago. Those earnings were good. So I believe, based on the chart here, ExxonMobil, and I'm not going to tell you guys to buy anything, of course, don't do anything based on my opinion, but I believe this stock will go over 60. I think it'll go back to 62. In fact, I think we're going to be going 65, maybe even 70 per share in the longer run. I'm not telling you guys in a week from now, but over time, with the way I see oil, inflation, I can see this easily being a $65, $70 stock. And ConocoPhillips, I mean, look, they're reporting earnings tomorrow, I believe, on the 4th. Let me double check that. Yep, that's another oil company, energy company here. So I believe if this could break, let's say 53, this could be a nice breakout play considering, let's put it at 53.50, considering ConocoPhillips has not broken out of $53, $50, $54 in over a month. So that must break from there. This stock could easily, and I hate throwing around that word easily, so let me take that back. I'm not saying easily, but I think this could end up getting back at some point mid to high $50, $60. That is definitely in the cards. So these are some stocks that are breaking out right now in the midst of tech selling off. Notice today's tech selling off, guys. Tech is down. Look at all these stocks. If I move my little face, well, I have a big head, guys, let's be honest. But if I move my my screen here, you can see all my stocks pretty much on my watch list, other than ones we just talked about: Barrick Gold, ExxonMobil. Well, look at Tattooed Chef. There we go, up 2%. Chewy's up 1%. Baba's up 1%. Apple's up 0.7%. But other than those, look at all these tech stocks getting hammered. GameStop hammered. Skills hammered. Shopify hammered. Tesla hammered today. AMD, Amazon, Adobe, Netflix, Neo. These are all red. So that is why I like diversification on top of everything we just said, because if you're in all tech, right, and you don't have any gold stocks, energy stocks, and maybe you like focusing on just tech, which is okay as well. We all have our own strategies, but for me, when I'm looking at long-term investing, I like having a core around, tech, stocks I really like. You guys know that. But I also like having some diversity with the gold stocks, the energy stocks, get some cash flow in the portfolio with those dividends. Oops, I almost hit the mic down there. And that's how I view it. So we'll wrap it up there. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. You might as well go down below, get 2 stocks from WeBull. Those are valued up to $1,600. All you have to do is deposit $100 and you get those 2 free stocks. And you could also get $30 from M1, $10 from Coinbase, and check out my Patreon. You might as well if you want to support the channel a bit further. All of those are linked down below. I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, stay safe out there. Keep crushing the markets, guys. Peace out.